I took the picture wide view landscape, and I got distracted by the angel over my shoulder. Oh my, how dramatic. No, it's just a light. All right, campers, we're back. We are live. I wanted to do a quick show here. I printed this out. I put in numbers for you. We've got like way too much going on. Let me just say at the bottom link, number 8. We only have 8 links today. I've got Joshua Phillips, excuse me, Crossroads. It was a good show last night. Does an interesting thing. And what he says that I pulled out of this, that only in our inimitable way did we notice that Trump, as a private citizen, can sue. I don't know, for some reason that brought some thoughts to mind. But if they go to impeach him, he can litigate and talk about all kinds of fun things. Think about it. Abuse of process, defamation, all kinds of interesting things. And the list just becomes endless. The fact that he is now capable of litigating against them, and he also has the resources to litigate, as long as he doesn't hire idiots like Giuliani, who is the circus clown. So before we get started, I just want to throw in one point. You've got to see the comment I pinned yesterday from our man Gio. Hey, Gio, a shout out. He has been a longtime viewer and has put in some very interesting stuff, including on Smith Munt for us. And he did what we'll have to call a sarcastic comment that I thought was brilliant. I think it was pertaining to something of relevance of gee, what's the plan? But I said, thank you, I feel better now. He said, no, I just wanted to put in a little hopium for you, FJ. I said, thank you. I said, just remember, here's a quote for you. They can't stop what's coming. Hello? I repeat, they can't stop what's coming. That's a famous quote. Who's they? Do tell. Go read the quote, it's good. And if you missed it, go check that stuff. Great links, hard-hitting stuff. I'm not going that brutal today, although on the show about the Spanish and their dealing with usury and the interlopers there, we know that they came in from the Venetian bankers. They went to Frankfurt. It's my belief that they spun up the whole Martin Luther separation of the Catholic Church, to divide and conquer. Then they moved from there to the Netherlands, became the Dutch East India Company, and then moved to Britain and became the British East India Company. And that same crew are really the sponsors of the 1619 movement of the slave trade. I would like to ask that genius woman at the New York Times who was talking about slavery and the beginnings of this American country, which was in 1776, not 1619, which was a colony, but who was running the slave operation? What documentation of that has been buried and hidden by the publishing companies? And by going to digital, can that be removed and hidden further, deleted, or changed? And if you can't read cursive writing, especially Old English, you might be able to not figure it out. Well, now, campers, good morning. Oh, wait, there's more. William Shakespeare ended his career in around 1619, 1620, I don't remember, ish. I think his folio was published in 1623, but he did a play called The Merchant of Venice. Do you think that had that character Shylock in there, where he was allowed his 1 pound of flesh, no more, no less? You think he was dealing with the Venetian bankers? Just asking. Yo. Are we having fun yet? We are. We're having a great time. I was up very late last night, and I apologize. No, I don't. It's late today. I'm sorry that I've thrown you off your schedule, but I was up till 2:30, and I cleared the desk. See this? I threw out a waste paper basket of litigation folders, not folders, we'll say documents. Remember the Gomert case? That the winning argument in there was the reply from the Justice Department? That was like this much crap. That was a big pile. Launch. We only have 3 cases here, which I like. One is Pam's case. One is the Philadelphia case. I think it's out of Pittsburgh. I still haven't finished reading that. I'd love to call that attorney and find out what's happening. Any coverage on that in the media? No. And the other one is the Raleigh, North Kakalaki case. So I'm looking forward to reading it. But I cleared out filing cabinets. I cleared out all the paper. Wait, let's go this way. Look how neat. All the music folders. Unbelievable amount of crap, but I organized it. First pass, I'm defragging my life, and I'm loving it. I took them, put them in a loose leaf, not clipped. I created files, put them in the loose leaf, so we're getting OCD. FJ can get OCD because we have to spool up. Okay, we're being proactive, just saying. And I have a couple of books to order. Now, I have to tell you, before I forget, got some info from our girl, Virginia, our war correspondent in Amsterdam. They are having ferocious pushback, not by the people, but by the police against the protest. The police are showing up on horseback and using dogs to attack peaceful protesters for protesting curfews. Now, she sent me some videos. I think she took some. There were other that was there. She's involved in some of that protest. So people are being proactive, not just sending fucking tweets and comments, all right? Showtime, campers. That's right. Now, shifting gears. I'll put some of that up later. I did not get to the stuff that Shannon sent. I did speak with Velma. We have other stuff working in the background that we are going to share with you in order to make you, allow you, if you choose, to be a bubblegum chewer and or a popcorn chomper or proactive citizen. Or even you foreigners might be able to take this stuff and work with it in your jurisdiction. All right? Just saying. Number 1, CD Media. This is the article that I referred to that George was referring to. And one of the brilliant comments that floated in the middle of while we're talking is, oh, McDuff is live. Okay, and what? I'm not? Frigging rude. Just saying. That doesn't get a bounce, that gets a scold. Couple of bounces yesterday. There'll be a few more today. We're enjoying weeding. I haven't figured out how to, I have just got to go and talk to the folks on the other channel and say, yo. All right, CD Media. This is the discussion of Ukrainian media embedded with Ukrainian militants during, they say, the storming of the Capitol. You remember that? That's the Capitol building. Thank you, Lynn. It was not the White House. I think I misspoke that they stormed the White House. Whatever. The Capitol. Different political party controlled by the same string pullers. Are we going to have some coffee? And Piglet got a haircut. This is a fascinating little article for your edification. Boom. Take it, read it, love it. 2, there's another one that somebody put in. Great. The FDA vaccine info sheet. This is interesting. This is their download. Boom. There it is. Check the 3rd paragraph. They don't have the courtesy that the Farmer Jones channel has for you. They don't number their paragraphs. The 3rd paragraph says, what is this, Moderna? Yeah. It may, not shall, will, may prevent you from getting the, whatever, the COVID-19, whatever the hell they're calling it, the disease. And then the next line in there says, it hasn't been approved by the FDA to prevent it. Excuse me? Okay, so let's line up and start mandating shit. Speaking of mandates, we have another component here, and that component is what? Seems like California and Michigan, for starters, are opening up their states. So we have a recall problem with Gavin Newsom. And he's removing the lockdown. So hair salons will be open. Gyms may be open. I don't know. Are they going to have to wear masks? I don't know. Why don't they just wear saran wrap? This will prevent the virus from getting through. Because I think if smoke can come through that mask, You think the virus is larger or smaller than a smoke particle? Let's look that up, you researchers. So, interesting. So they're de-locking down inside of a week of the Biden administration as he's running through pens. He's running out of ink, I heard. You got to love your own humor. All right, so that's the FDA vaccine number 2. Number 3, here's one. Who sent me this? This was this Lansing? Yes, Lansing, a longtime supporter, one of my faves out of the west end of Canada. I think we're at, I don't remember what province, but across the continent from Florida, and it's a beautiful day today. This is the geniuses in Montreal, which is back on the east end of Canada, saying, we've got a new drug for COVID, do we? It's an old drug. I say a new old drug for COVID. I don't know. I've heard of a couple of other ones. Ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. This is called colchicine or colchicine, C-O-L-C-H. This is link number 3. This is a cute little video clip from the Montreal news station. Give it a second to load, and they're all happy about it. How come they weren't happy when ivermectin came out? How come they weren't happy when hydroxychloroquine came out? Was it to build the fantasy, the terror campaign, in order to politicize the COVID epidemic? Get Trump out of there. He's not playing by our rules. So like I said the other day, which is a sickening thought, and I guess there might be hope in it, that it's back to business as usual, right? However, if business as usual is these lunatics pushing for a communist takeover, that's not business as usual, okay? The bribery, greed, graft, corruption is business as usual. But if we're changing our government, that's not. So let's go tell those Democrats, we're glad to know we're back to business as usual. Let's not change the government. Maybe they could work with that. I don't know why that's funny, but it's such a ridiculous thought that they might buy it. Is that Orwellian enough for you? All right, that's number 1. Number 2, somebody put a comment, who was it, up in Maine? Oh no, I want to say Susie, but it's not Susie. She was being very proactive, and I applaud her, and I compliment her. Oh, damn. I got to think of the name. So she goes there. She prints out the Fauci thing, the 250 pages. The comments are in yesterday. There's a lot of intelligent comments because I removed the spammers who put 10 comments and just think that this is their personal editorial comment board. It's not. It's mine. You can share and participate, and we can actually learn. That's the idea, the free exchange of ideas, not your opinion board. Wave goodbye. Okay, so spams have been removed, and spammers have been weeded. So what she does is prints out the Fauci thing, 200 pages from, what's his name, Dr. David Martin, and brings it to her rep, except they tell her, oh, well, there's no appointments. We can't meet you. But I want to make an appointment. So she says, they won't see anybody without an appointment. I said, so make an appointment. So then she pings back and says, they won't make appointments. I said, oh, isn't that nice? They're not going to meet with their people face to face because of the COVID, I'll call it the situation. Isn't that interesting? I said, try this. Tell them, we want to have a fundraising dinner or a lunch at $1,000 a plate for you. Will you be able to attend? See what they say. She laughed. But tell them that. And then once the asshole will be available, then say, great. So I want to discuss that with you as I come in. And by the way, I have some other information for you too. Hello, Congressman here. You know, this is like a goof joke. Hello, Congressman. Yes, I'd like to talk to you about this. And by the way, I brought my checkbook. And you pull it out of your lapel. See? You put it back. This way they listen, because they know you're talking their language. And if you don't have a satisfactory discussion, well, I'm not very pleased with this. I'm going to have to talk with my group, and I think we're not leaving a check for you today, but we'll entertain the proposition next time. This is the way you get their attention. Yank it. Number four, but this is back to colchicine from my pronunciation. So this is an old drug used to treat gout. Now they're going to use this to deal with the inflammation. What's wrong with HCQ? What's wrong with ivermectin? I don't know. So what do we got? A spin coming out for a pharmaceutical company into Canada? I don't know. Shall we take a look at who is the manufacturer of this? But they're giving all the reasons that those other drugs should be used as a treatment to remove the necessity for a vaccine. Now I submit to you, is it possible that they are having enough problems with this vaccine that even bird brain Biden, or is it brain dead Biden, or is it Chucklehead? That's what's her name. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. I'll just call her Chucklehead. His president might be concerned that if they really push this vaccine, they're going to cause too much damage, and it'll be political blowback. They're going to try and blame Trump, but now they know the reports are coming in. It is an experimental test phase, only being done with volunteers who quickly get in line. They all get in line. And what happens? They come in and they're having problems, so maybe they're not going to push it. They need to have a treatment. This is my thought. So now they're going to start promoting that. Now, can they double back and revisit HCQ and zinc and Z-Pak or ivermectin and zinc? I don't know. Let's see how this plays. Maybe we should suggest it. Oh, Mr. Democrat, if these vaccines don't work, this will be real bad blowback, and then the Republicans will take over. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you? How to talk politics with politicians. 101. Are we having fun yet? I'm sorry. I think I turned the comments off. I don't recall. Oh, my God, I'm at 17. 17 orders because 17. What the hell was the 17? I don't recall. But isn't it true you're renowned for your photographic memory, Admiral Poindexter? I don't recall. Number 5. Oh, yes, our superhero, Fauci. Here he is at the World Economic Forum. Now I didn't even watch this whole thing because I didn't want to punch the screen. But I'm giving it to you, and perhaps you can exercise more restraint than your favorite FJ. Listen to this jackass who does the intro, and he says that Fauci, how does he characterize Trump? Is it tumultuous? No, that's my word. Chaotic, I believe was his word. Trump administration was the voice of reason. Mask on, mask off. He's the voice of reason. Simon Says, whipsaw, touch your toes, touch your nose. I think I said that in March, didn't I? Nah. Yeah. Fauci at the World Economic Forum. This, by the way, is an important link because this is the World Economic Forum. And if you haven't, and probably haven't, watched a lot of their crap because they have been running full bore with their propaganda meeting and scheming and promoting a lot of it on their little YouTube channel. Take a look because there's a lot of stuff out there, not just with their shit, but everybody else's. And the bottom line is, you got to take some time and go back and look. You got to comb through it again, right? Just like I did with all the crazy music papers. And back there, you see that thing? I had file folders in there, and it was stuffed all the way in the corner, and that was all the music stuff. It was a dust collector, and I had the monitor stuck in the corner, and it was behind there. And I said when I put it there, I'm not going to look at it. The damn thing has been there for almost a year. So I pulled it. I pulled the file folders, and I had stacks of paper, 2 inches, in different spots on the desk. So I put them into those file folders, added more, and just put the file folders into the loose leaf. I have to get a bigger loose leaf. A lot of interesting stuff, and I threw a lot of duplicates out. But the point is, wait a minute, what was the point? You have to go back through it and comb through it. So that was the first pass through. I'm going to do it again, stack them, and then punch holes. See, this is the triple hole punch. And this I got at Sean Hannity's favorite store, Walmart. I went to Staples. They wanted $20. They wanted 8 for this, and it's one size, and it's the right size. I've had other ones that you can adjust. It's like I always screw them up. This lines up just right, idiot-proof. So get an idiot to help you. Thank God. Walmart. Love it. All right. So Fauci at the World Economic Forum. Merck at number 6. This is interesting. I had a nice chat with Meg today. Hello, Magnus. I hope you're watching. They stopped their vaccine program, and I got to give it thanks to Suzanne. Thank you. And I said thank you. Check the links yesterday. A lot of good stuff. The crap has been removed, most of it, except for that censored character. Stay tuned, censored. That name just gave me the idea. Oh, my. Merck stops the vax program. Suzanne. Interesting. This is not Moderna. I thought it was. This is Merck. Little article. Why? Because they're not getting enough immune response. Don't know. Is this an mRNA? I don't know. Doesn't matter. The article, the headline. You can take a look for your edification in case you haven't seen it. Our girl Ann Vandersteel is link number 7. She's back, and somebody put in a link to her backup channel, and I didn't grab it yesterday, but in the middle of the night, I clicked, and there she was. This is good. She's not discussing why she was wrong. I think she's backing away from that, but that's okay. But this is an excellent little show. I didn't watch the whole thing because I had to jump to link 8 and watch Joshua, who we'll talk about in a second. Gotta wonder about this guy. How do you pronounce the state of Arkansas? He calls it Arkansas. Really? Grow up. Arkansas. Are you American? Or is he from Tel Aviv? And he didn't know. How does he pronounce Illinois? Chicago, Illinois? I could see getting Colorado and Colorado different. But, Oregon or Oregon. But, come on, Arkansas? Is it a library? And everybody broke his chops. He still didn't get it right. Wow. Joshua. What was the tree that Buddha was leaning on? Anyway, something about that. Merck stops the vax program. Vandersteel comes in. That's 7. We'll do Joshua in a second with that good point about litigation. So Vandersteel has an excellent clip of a reporter standing at the, what are we going to call this? The reporter's desk, the news section where the reporters and cameras were, showing the inauguration. You got to love this. There's like a couple of hundred people there. The whole friggin' Washington area is empty. It's like a ghost town. And he's saying, this is surreal. That one's worth the price of admission. But she hammers the crap out of Biden. And it's very enjoyable because I know what great Biden fans you guys are. This was good. Her guest was going to talk about something. I didn't make it that far in. I was still going through documents. I was on a roll, defragmenting my work area, which is almost ready. We're excited about that. Well, now. And then, so I don't know what he said. Who cares? Next, Joshua Phillip, Crossroads. That's interesting. And like I said, he covers a lot of interesting stuff, mispronounces Arkansas a couple of times. Then he says, well, I was born in San Diego. Okay, so where'd you grow up? He didn't tell us that. I don't know, but this was Arkansas. Ask Bill Clinton. How do you pronounce that? It's different than Sweet Home Alabama, right? All right, so that's my fun for today because if you can't smile about it, what is the point? Got a lot to come back at you with. This morning thing is crazy. Had to work with board members. Let me give you another example of cutting through to the bottom line. Hi, Brenda. Check the article number 4. New York COVID vax, elderly dying. Interesting, right? This is from Great Mountain Publishing. All you guys. Check it. Pass it to someone you care about, okay? And all this stuff is good, as you know. So that's important. So the board, we negotiated the deal with the insurance. We're in the process of getting them to pay. We've got this big, massive roofing job, and destruction should be covered. So as a board, they have to hire a third-party contractor so they can prevent liability. They're not experts at roofing, and that's not their job. Their job is to oversee. Okay, so they bring in the contractor, and he does his thing, writes up his proposal, puts out for bids. This is the engineering expert. Okay, he's their consultant, and then we have the contractor. Okay, so the big stack of papers of the bid, project bid, is there. So now the question is, well, is the proposed contract from the contractor to the board going to have the same stuff as there? We have to compare it. And so they told you we think a little differently. So there's a one-liner you insert. The proposal, hereinafter referred to as Exhibit A, dated this date, right? So you identify the document. You don't even have to include it and staple it, identify it, is hereby incorporated by reference, or is incorporated by reference herein, and included with full force and effect, part of this contract. Boom. Do you really have to hire counsel, go through all of it, and argue over each line? No. So now they're getting all crazed because somebody brought up the point of, I said, didn't we incorporate by reference? We did. I said, okay. All right, guys, just saying. I guess, you would lose money if you just fixed that problem so quickly. Not billing by the hour. All right, next we have the PayPal link for direct support, and I thank the campers, and the Patreon account for those members who would love to become patrons. I'm working on some interesting stuff in the background. That's why I got to clean this up, and we got to make some changes to format, and we will. So I encourage you to continue to support the channel. It is important, it helps, it matters, and it is needed. So again, I've still got to dive in and fix the patron material, but Patreon is supporting this. This is the primary spot. Okay? So I thank you all, and I encourage you to support. And if you use PayPal, do throw in a comment because I love to respond. Somebody said, what's my email? Well, send in a PayPal and I'll respond. Okay? Join Patreon and send a comment. Yeah. All right? Maybe we'll set up a members only for conversations. I like that idea too. All right, campers, here's the deal. Good stuff. There's more stuff. I've got to get you the info on the Netherlands and bring you some links to footage. I've got to go through it, upload, and share. Hope all is well. Godspeed. God bless. Proactive. Check the pinned link on yesterday. If you like the thinking, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and as they say, what is it? Subscribe. Smiling, and Piglet got a hair. Oh, wait, there he is. Let's see if we can get him on the floor. Piglet, what are you doing? Yay! They love you, Piglet. I think he needs to go for a walk, so we're going to go for a walk. All right, we'll see you all later. Thanks. Bye for now.